go ahead and subscribe to the Top G Under 50 G's YouTube channel after watching this video. That channel will be my brand new channel, strictly about women, all things to do with women, understanding women, how to get women, how to behave around women, how to maintain your masculine aura, your alpha aura, right? And we ain't gonna do it corny like none of these other dudes. It's gonna be all things masculinity wise, as far as becoming the best version of yourself, working out, fatherhood, friendships. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of guests, people who I personally know, both men and women. This channel will be bigger than the channel that you're watching me on right now, I promise you. So after this video, subscribe to Top G Under 50 G's.
Let's go.
Wiggle it, 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 wiggle it.
There's a reason why most women will never open up to you and let you know who they truly are. The reason why is because the things that they think, they know for sure that most men can't handle it and will judge them for forever and take them off the pedestal that they feel most comfortable at. What I have today are the top 5 dark fantasies every woman has that she'll never tell you about. Now, I'm not pulling this out of my ass. These top 5 dark fantasies, most men have never had a woman even tell them about one of these fantasies. I've dealt with enough women who live an alternative lifestyle. I've dealt with enough women who have sold pussy. I've dealt with enough women who have gotten close enough to me to really let me know what's on their mind, what they've told me, and what other women have told them. The top 5 dark fantasies that every woman has that she'll never tell you about. Starting with number 1, the fantasy. Every woman, deep down, and I wanted to bring a woman on, right, and discuss these things, but most women will not have this conversation on camera. You see, I'm coming in hot. When we talk about the fantasy, I want to explain why women have this deep-seated secret for the fantasy. The thing about it is that the nature of a woman, when they really strip it down to the core, right, and they're at their most feminine, all women want to be dominated by a man. All women. And if she says no, she's a liar, okay? That's feminism and all this other liberal bullshit making them lie to themselves, right? For every woman that acts like she doesn't want to be dominated by a man, she doesn't want to be manhandled by a man, what happens when you're in the bedroom with her? The toughest, most aggressive acting women, right? If you really understand women and you really dealt with them, you get them in the bedroom, they like to be choked, manhandled, right? Pushed around, flipped around, right? Deep down, every woman has a fantasy of a big, strong man, right? Secretly popping up on them and taking them. No woman will admit this, but this is the truth. Because deep down, every woman wants to be dominated by a man. Now, I don't mean dominated in the sense of beat on, black eyes, stuff like that. Even though, and I will go into how some women like to be really like abused in the future, because I got a couple stories for that. But I'm just talking about the fantasy of being taken advantage of, because women have this fantasy thing in their head where it will really get them off. There's been women who have actually been taken advantage of and they have came to come. They've reached their climax. So when I tell y'all that every woman deep down, right, has a fantasy where they get taken advantage of by a man, I'm not saying just any random geeky, ugly guy who she'd be ashamed of herself. I'm talking about a big, strong man who she finds attractive, right? Would take advantage of her in a fantasy setting, right? If they can have that happen in a way where she won't feel violated, even though here's the thing, there's a part of women who also get off on being humiliated. There's this thing about some women were getting humiliated, getting violated, getting forced to do things they never did before actually turns them on, right? But like I said, this is probably the number one fantasy every woman has that she'll definitely never tell you about. If you get close enough to any other women, the rest of these things on this list, you might be lucky enough for them to tell you about, but it depends on who you are, right? But number 2 of the 5 darkest fantasies every woman has that she'll never tell you about: having a train ran on her. Now, as women get more liberal, right, and they get more comfortable exposing themselves online, you'll come across women every now and then who, and I'm not talking about like porn stars. I'm not talking about OnlyFans women. I'm talking about regular, everyday women. The women who you look at, and you would not expect her to be this type of woman and have this kind of sexual fantasy, right? Those kind of women, your regular, everyday women, right? They all would love to be in a position where they could have the option of having 2 attractive men, right? Who they know will not make their business known online, not tell their husband or boyfriend if they have a husband or boyfriend, not expose them to their friends and family, and if they can meet up or be in a position where they have these 2 attractive women, right? These 2 attractive men, take them somewhere where nobody knows her, right? Where she could literally get pulverized and literally get destroyed by 2 men. Any woman in that position, she would take the opportunity to have that happen to her. Every woman has a fantasy where they would have a train ran on them. They call it a threesome. It's a train, okay? It's a train. Let's call it what it is, right? But every woman would love to be in this position. And the only reason why they don't publicly speak on it, the only reason why most of these women have not acted on it, is because it's more complicated than just like cheating on your man, where it's easier to get away with that, right? It's hard to find a situation where you have 2 guys, where they have 2 guys who they're really attracted to, right? That they would actually do this with. And that's also because of the 80-20 thing that they got with men and women, where they say men, we find 80% of the women that we see fuckable. Whereas women only see 20% of the men that they see fuckable. So it's rare that they will be in a place where they see 2 big, strong men that they're attracted to, that they would take that opportunity and risk it all, right? But every woman has this fantasy. Many, many, many women, and they're getting more comfortable. I'm the kind of person who, I'm comfortable around hoes like Jesus Christ, right? So these hoes, they tell me their deepest, darkest secrets, and I keep their secrets because I'm not a chatty patty, right? The things that a woman tells me that she intends on keeping a secret for the rest of her life, I allow her to keep that a secret. I allow her to be honest with me about it, right? So number 2 is having a train ran on her. Number 3 of the 5 darkest fantasies every woman has that she'll never tell you about: being a stripper / being a prostitute, right? This day and age, most women, right, if they were not worried about having their business exposed, they would be a stripper or a prostitute. When it comes to being a stripper or a prostitute and why women are into this types of thing, it's a vanity thing. It's a feeling like a goddess type of thing, right? Like, I seen an interview, right, on Angela Yee's Lip Service podcast where they had the woman who played Yvette, Jodie's mother, on Baby Boy, where she was talking about having a train ran on her for like her 50th birthday, where she had these two sexy men that she felt like was sexy, and they flipped her, right? When women speak about this in their head, they're telling themselves, these two men are worshiping me. They're servicing me. As men, we're telling ourselves, she's servicing me. She's servicing us.